Okay, what's up? What's up? We are live, and we got a special guest in the building, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got some things we got to talk about today because some shit dropped today, and we got to go ahead and get it popping. We got to talk about this. So, without further ado, the topic of today is. Well, let me introduce my guest while everybody get in here. Go public on YouTube. Shire and Glenn from Hater Radio, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. What's up with you, man?
Man, what's up, my guy? What's up? How you feeling, my guy?
Man, I can't call it. So tell us before we get started. Tell us a little bit about your radio station, so people who are here. Well, you're from Peoria. So tell people a little bit about your radio station and when you air so they can know, so we can connect.
Okay, we unscripted Hater Radio. We speak about real topics that people don't cover, you know what I'm saying? We might ruffle feathers when we get on here, but, you know, it is what it is. So I don't try to ruffle feathers, but we think outside the box. Hater Radio, we've been doing it our thing since 2008.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we've been out in the field doing our thing. I'm just always hoping to speak to new guests and let's boost up yours, my guy.
Right, no doubt. And just so everybody know who's on here, that you can leave your comments. We need your comments. So you can leave your comments and we'll talk about it. Let's make this interesting. Let's get to the bottom of this thing. Let's get an understanding what's going on and all that good stuff. So leave a comment and also make sure that you share, make sure that you like. We're up to 7 guests on here already. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it's going to be on TikTok, so it's going to be everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So this is major. This is a major move right here. So without further ado, we're going to talk about Diddy Issued Apology earlier today. Now, if you guys don't know, there's been some things happening in the hip-hop world, which I've been a part of since I was young, from all the way back to the days of Da.
In the days of Father MC.
Father MC, oh my God. Yeah, he had Mary J. He brought Mary J. Blige out in that video, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who was that young lady singing like that? And she definitely brought it home and boosted him up, you know what I'm saying, and then made a career for herself. So, Oh yeah, y'all tapping in with the 12 guests. I appreciate y'all. Keep coming in. Y'all keep coming in. Make sure y'all sharing it. Make sure y'all letting people know what's going on, because we already from Peoria to Atlanta. So I want to get just how people feel in that area too. So, but as you guys know, that this week a tape had dropped from CNN about P Diddy and him abusing Cassie in a hotel hallway. And so very disturbing. I'm going to play a little bit of it as much as I can because I don't want to get shut down. But I'm going to play a little bit as much as I can. But that's kind of how we're going to be talking about it. So have you seen the tape already?
You know what? I really don't be following them celebrities.
You was telling me that.
Since we was young, we been knew what Puff Daddy stood for.
Right.
So I don't see why everybody acting like it's something new.
Right. Yeah, because I mean the time where like Tupac, I know you're a Tupac fan. I think we all are, but Tupac was like telling us like how P Diddy was, and you know what I'm saying, when he was saying like fuck the whole bad boy label as a staff, as a we kind of people's looking at Tupac like he's crazy, like nah, why is you down another black man? But he was like telling us the real, like this dude ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Did you feel that?
You know what Puff Daddy really mean in Russian?
What?
It means gay dude.
Are you serious?
That's why we so uneducated to know things be right in our face and we'll do our own.
Right. Yeah, and that's like with the freak offs. I don't know if y'all know about the freak offs, but things he was having, like he was putting that in his music. Like you can't run away from who you are. You know what I'm saying? And he was putting that in his music. Like he was like, take that. Like that's like what he was like behind closed doors. But he put in our music, and we sitting there bobbing our head, like vibing to it. And he was like telling us one thing.
It's just like supporting him.
Yeah, like I didn't know, like in Dr. Dre's video when he was like, you're bobbing your head, I could see you, but you can't see me. You know, he was talking about getting head, and we all bobbing our head to the music, and he like, you know what I'm saying? Like they put things in music that we have no idea what it is, but yet still we vibe to it. And
because
that's crazy.
most people don't know the law of life. The law of life, before somebody can lie to you, they got to give you truth.
Wow.
That's the law of life.
That's crazy. You just, man. With that, that's why I'm glad I got you on, because I got to get an understanding of what we are looking at and dealing with. I mean, this is hip hop. This is something that we always held near and dear to us. And to see, you know, this whole thing just come to life, and it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially for real hip hop heads.
It really is. And just think how that kind of turned into Notorious B.I.G. credibility also.
Yeah, one thing I was going to talk about too.
Because like, why we got echo in the background? Is that me?
Well, yeah, I was just making sure the mics and stuff was right. Yeah, but you good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just you know, and then like you said with the Notorious Big and things like that, like he created that atmosphere for Big to be in was it LA? No, yeah, I think it was LA. He created the atmosphere for him to be in LA because Big wasn't even supposed to be there. Big was supposed to be overseas promoting the album, but it was Puffy who wanted him to be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was Puffy, the one that gave or put out the hit on Tupac, one of the greatest rappers of our time. You know what I'm saying? And I would have loved, I don't care if you were a Tupac or a Biggie fan, like I would have loved to hear more music from both of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was all stopped. It was all cut short because of one man deciding that he didn't want it to happen anymore. And that was crazy.
But you know one thing too, cuz? When we see a lot of people passing away a horrible death, when we doing wrong in life, the atmosphere, you'll see people shrivel up with cancer and all types of different things to get that money.
Right.
It's gonna come back on them.
It's gonna come back on them. Right. And I mean, a lot of careers that he was supposed to help people become millionaires and become rich, and they didn't do that. He took their money and was throwing lavish parties. I mean, that had to hurt. If you were an artist and you making all this music and you're not getting no money, but here he is throwing $1 million parties, just throwing the money away. That's your money that he's throwing away. You know what I'm saying? And it was really crazy. Even back to like Usher, you know, we don't even know the whole deal with Usher, or we don't know the whole deal on Justin Bieber. We don't know any of this stuff, and it's
and
all
you won't hear because the code of silence. Once you sign that oath, people don't understand what the music industry really is. When you sign that oath, there's certain things that you cannot see. Just like a police officer, fireman, doctors, all of them sign that oath, and you know what you're signing up for when you sign up for it.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You know P Diddy just gave everybody their publishing back.
Well, publishing back
wasn't worth nothing no more.
Right. He kind of knew that this was going to happen and started trying to give people their publishing back. But he made millions off of their publishing for years. Like, he was collecting big checks. I didn't even know. And this is the crazy part about P Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He always tried to be in everybody's video. We've never seen that before, to where the producer had to be in your video. You know, dancing. And Suge Knight came up there and he said that, and we all looked at Suge Knight like he was crazy. There's people that was dropping jewels telling us, like, this ain't right. You know, with you know, people all in your video dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like that was never seen before Puff. Before Puff came out, he wanted to be the one that was famous. So he was taking these people and using all of their talents and just snatching it from them. You know, he was from Money Earning Mount Vernon, the same place Heavy D was from. Yeah. And here's the thing. In Uptown Records, you had Heavy D. You had I'll Be Sure. You know, some of my favorite artists. You Heavy D, I'll Be Sure. Who was the other? Andre Pharrell, I think was the other one. And Kim Porter played a big role in them. All those people are gone.
Mm-hmm.
except for I'll Be Sure, and he was just in a coma, almost taken out. Puffy was the only one that hasn't been touched, so that is very peculiar.
But you because I don't mean to cut you off, but do you remember that Al B. Shore sold his son to P Diddy?
Right, I seen that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was weird. That was so weird how, you know, you just basically gave your son up to this man. And you wonder why. Like, you ain't never tried to get your son back, or you ain't never tried to jump back into your son's life. You know what I'm saying? That was really weird. Was he married to Kim Porter, or he had? He had a relationship with you
about that part.
He had a relationship with Kim Porter because that was his son. That was his son? So
I don't know who Al B. Shore's mother is. I don't know.
Okay, if anybody know if Kim Porter was his son, let us know in the comments, because that's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? To basically take over another man's life. Like, what would make you? And you under the same umbrella. You under Uptown Records. So why would you let somebody else raise your son? I could see you having him in his life as a mentor, but to just give over your son to somebody else like that is strange in the music industry. And just a side, I always wanted to be in the music industry. When I was that young, I always wanted to be in the music industry. But now it's like almost like a demon type thing.
Be careful what you wish for.
You got to do certain things to get in the industry. I don't know. Back then, I guess you had to do certain things to get in the industry, and it's wild. It's wild like that.
It's three levels to it. It's the red pill, the blue pill.
Wow.
Which one you gonna take?
That's crazy. So
you gonna go to door number 1, 2, or 3?
Wow, that's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up the apology. If you guys haven't seen, I mean, a lot of y'all are just getting y'all day started and things like that. But Puff Daddy issued an apology for what just happened, and it's crazy. It really is wild. Let me see here. I honestly think that his publicist told him to issue that apology because, you know, it's just wild. Let me take a look here. So while I pull this up, go ahead and tell them again how they can get in touch with you and get on your podcast. You would drop with some jewels. Like I would really like to hear some more of your content.
Well, it's not hard to find me. Like Pac said, it ain't hard to find. Ain't hard to find. Like you just go Facebook. We on Facebook. We on Blog Talk Radio. And a couple other little future endeavors we working on. So you can go to Facebook and go ahead and tap in Hater Radio. You'll see me jump. I'll pop up. So I would enjoy it, and I appreciate anybody who come from the outside and come join our familia. We are not subscribers. We are familia.
Right. And make sure y'all get on this channel and support all of this black content because we need it. We need people to tap in so we can grow and become big podcasters and get the message out there. That's what it's really all about, you know?
Really?
Yeah, no doubt. Let me see here. Let me take a look here. Oh, I just had it. And thanks everybody for tapping in who's jumping on now. We appreciate y'all. And for those who just tapped in, tell me what do you guys give me some what do you guys think about everything that's going on? How do you guys feel about this whole thing with P Diddy? Let me see.
And most people don't even know that P Diddy is a gatekeeper.
Maisha said, if God can forgive, why not others? And I definitely hear you, Maisha. If God can forgive, why not others? But first of all, you have to ask for forgiveness. You have to show that you are sorry for what you did. And I don't even see that P Diddy has really showed what he did. So we can't just pop up and just start forgiving people if they haven't showed remorse.
And I call since we know that God gonna forgive us, we always gonna do wrong instead of trying to be perfect. Because if we was perfect, we wouldn't need God. But people got to
Right.
be held accountable for what they're doing.
That's exactly right. You got to be held accountable for what you're doing. Like he hasn't even been through the ringer yet. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think we are even there yet to where we can say, yeah, we're gonna forgive P Diddy. I don't think we there yet. You know what I'm saying? He has to show, because what he did to Cassie on that videotape is disgusting.
Yeah, it really is.
It's disgusting.
But who knows? How do you know that was him though? His lawyer argued it.
Right.
You can't see his face.
That's a good point. That's a good point. If you know P Diddy and you've seen him over the years, like that to me was
starting today. Anyone can monetize with it.
I thought that was that man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I can't never say I'm 100% sure, but it definitely looked like P Diddy.
But see,
some more people chime in. Tell me what y'all think. Is it time to forgive P Diddy? Is it time to give him a pass for what he did, or should we be?
I say that ain't up to us to give him a pass, though.
Trying to get this man some help.
Give him a pass.
I think that's first and foremost. Can you still hear me, Sharon?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to be trying to get this man some help first and foremost.
But what you think about this, my guy? When we say we gonna watch the words we use, but a child must. I ain't gonna say the word. Say you knew a family member that was doing things like that to young kids. You walk in, you see it. You just as guilty for not reporting it.
That's what I was gonna say. The hotel is guilty because they didn't. You know what I'm saying? They have it on videotape. Somebody was watching that tape. Like, why wouldn't they put that tape out to the authorities?
Man, money talk.
Right, and I heard he paid the people off.
And he probably cuz he probably stopped paying them they little retainer fee, and now they mad.
Yeah, that could be a possibility too. Somebody even said that people above him knew that he had those tapes in his house. They hit the feds up and said, y'all got to go retrieve them tapes. I got to get them tapes out of his house. So I've heard all types of... Go ahead.
Over the years, my guy, Gene Deal. You heard of Gene Deal?
Oh, I definitely heard of Gene Deal. I've been watching Gene Deal
us for years.
Yeah. Yeah, he really has.
He already told us.
But here's the thing, though. If you believe Gene Deal, which I would say that a lot of it I'm believing. If you believe Gene Deal, then you have to believe what he's saying about Diddy taking out Tupac and possibly Biggie.
But at the end of the day, Biggie should have still used his own head and not went to L.A. at that time, before he knew there was too much smoke going on.
The average person, and that's a good point. The average person would think that. Like I've always said back in but Big looked at him as a friend, though, as a friend and a mentor.
I don't care if you my dad. I'm not coming to L.A. today.
Right, especially after everything that just happened.
Smoke cleared.
Right, I always thought that. Like you really should have waited until the smoke cleared before you even thought about trying to move like that. And then he dropped the song. He going back to Cali. Like, okay, that was a hit. But you pissed a lot of people off talking about you going back to Cali.
Going back to Cali. Smushing it in their face.
Right.
You had a little kid who was Tupac fan and walk up to you when he can't even reach your shoulder.
Right.
But he'll blow it off.
So I got this video. Here we go. We're gonna take a look at it.
Like on the darkest times in your life, sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. Now to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for His mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
You can see that all in his face, bro.
What? Okay, so what can you see in his face?
I see sorrow in his face. I see the limelight, the lights ain't on, so now we getting the real man instead of the character.
Right. We up to 20 viewers. I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping in. Keep sharing it. We up to 20 viewers. We need more, so keep tapping in. And we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's go over that video. Let's kind of analyze that video. It's not a long video, so let's kind of analyze that video. You said you could see the pain in his face. I can definitely see the pain in his face. Should it have been tears falling down his face to know that he's sorry?
But you don't gotta cry to say he's sorry.
Okay. I
mean that's emotion.
Okay.
You ever got a whooping? And then you try to talk. You be trying to talk.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. But here's my thing. Okay, so we go back to the video and he's talking about he hit rock bottom back then. No, I think you hit rock bottom now. Like right now you're hitting rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? We're up to 22 viewers. I appreciate y'all. Keep coming in. Please keep coming in. We need comments. So keep sending them comments. But he said he hit rock bottom, true indeed, back then. But no, you're hitting rock bottom then. Back then, you thought you was on top. You thought you was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because if you felt like you was remorse back then, you would apologize back then. You would have been like, yo, I just did something fucked up. I apologize to Cassie. But you just went on TV and like all the war shows and you was making it seem like you and Cassie was in love.
Hey, all I can say is money bring more ranking in your life, and it makes you forget about the humanity, and you feel like that you can never be touched. But the good Lord will always bring you down to the bottom so you can see what you've done wrong. That goes for everybody.
Right.
Before destruction, you're going to get visuals from God of what's going on. So some people don't pay attention to that.
Right. And then, okay, so one thing that threw me off, and I'm being very critical. One thing that threw me off is how he said that he seeked rehab. He talked about it as a past tense, like he've already done this. Like to me, it makes it seem like don't expect me to, to go into rehab now because I've already done that. He spoke about it as it was a past tense. I had rehab. I seeked help. Like when did you seek help? It's only been like 3 days. Did you go into rehab in these last 3 days? Because if you went to rehab, you would still be there.
And once the alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once the sexaholic, that means you're going to need treatment for the rest of your life.
Right. Exactly.
Pedophiles, all that.
So why are you saying that you did these things already? He spoke to it as a past tense. He didn't speak to it as something that you're currently doing. Like I'm seeking help. I'm going to church right now. I went to church today. Obviously you didn't go to church today because you made this video today. And you know what I'm saying? So what did you do to improve yourself? To me, obviously, like if you a star like that, they telling P Diddy right now, his publicist in his ear right now saying that you have to get on TV and you have to say something. You have to. If you ever want to be seen in public life again, you got to say something about this. Because honestly, I think if he felt like it was something that he could just sweep under the rug, he would. The public is not going to let this go. Like this man's career is I'm not going to say it's over. A lot of people are saying it's over. I'm not going to say that, but it's, you know, your career is very tarnished.
He gonna lose a lot of endorsements.
He gonna lose all his endorsements. I mean,
people thinking people just rich on their own, but with them endorsements is what make you a billionaire.
What make you a billionaire? Like, what company would honestly stand behind this man after doing this? If they haven't announced it, they sitting back figuring out how can we move on without P Diddy? How can we cut our losses now? Because it's gonna come a time.
What did P Diddy do? He was just remixing other people's music. He wasn't doing nothing special.
Right, and I always thought that's a good question. That's a good thing because I always kind of thought, like, you know, as a perception, I always thought like Diddy was behind the boards. He was the one making them beats and stuff. He wasn't making them beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a perception. I'm thinking like Diddy coming up like, yo, I got this beat. Because when they talked about like he was the one who did, he was the mastermind behind Mary J. Blige. He was the mastermind behind Jodeci, making Jodeci like they R&B group. We're gonna make y'all hip hopish. You know what I'm saying? Put on the hip hop clothes. Y'all gonna be R&B, but y'all gonna be hip hop. So he was responsible for doing those type of things, bringing this to us. Because before, the only really hip hop people you had was like Baby BBD, Boys to Men type thing. You know what I'm saying? And they was kind of hip hop ish, but they was also soft. They was soft, like the guys you can hang out with. But then Jodeci came out, and Jodeci was like straight hip hop rap. You know what I'm saying? A higher level, a bad boy type stuff. The only people you had before then was like Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was responsible for putting these groups together, creating their image. So I thought
he was the gatekeeper. Their names was already established.
Right.
All he did was take them to another level.
He took them to another level. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that he was behind the music, making the music and all of that. But he was just the person putting the money behind them, making sure they got the money they needed to tour and things like that. That was mainly his job and things like that. So why was he in the video like that, then you would ask?
Because he wanted to be an artist.
He wanted to be the artist. You know, he took Craig Mack, Craig Mack was before Biggie. And Craig Mack blew up. You know what I'm saying? His career blew up, and he took that and helped launch Biggie's career. Because he kind of brought them out at the same time with Craig Mack leading the way, but then jumped off and helped Biggie career and just kind of left Craig Mack to rock.
But I still think it's the artist's place to be educated and do something on your own and watch the paperwork that you sign.
Right. But he was taking these guys from the street, though. These guys didn't know nothing about the industry and how the industry worked. Like, he was giving people, like, he would give Big, like, $21,000.
It's not a defense.
That's law. That's law. What God is saying, that's law. You're right. He was, but, you know, you taking a broke kid. And that's how they try to emphasize it in Biggie movie. Like, his mom was going through cancer. He was on the streets hustling, struggling. So he took broke people, and I'm going to give you $21,000 to do this. Oh, okay. $21,000 to do this. Okay, yeah. You my best friend. That's what made Biggie feel like, oh, he my best friend because he putting money in my pocket. But at the end of the day, he getting $3 million, and you only get $21,000.
But you gotta look at it like this, cause it's just like the dope game. If you ain't got no money and you got this guy fronting you money, you not gonna start off bigger than him.
Yeah.
So it's not his fault where you just signing off and saying, yeah, that's cool, okay. At the end of the day, England is not a defense.
Wow.
People better wake up.
Yeah, it really truly is. TLC got done wrong. They was the number one pop stars at that time, and they had to file bankrupt because they wasn't getting the money that they're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? So the way the music industry did people back then, it was really bad. But you don't expect that to come from a black person who's supposed to be in your corner, in your side. It's a relief. It's a fresh breath of fresh air, because now we got somebody black in the industry, and he gonna do right by us, and he wasn't doing right by us.
Hey, our family will do us like that. So you better have your radars up to people you don't know, and you putting trust into. So where would they be if you didn't do that though?
Right, that's another thing. Where would the hip hop industry be without P Diddy? We would still be. We would still have R&B. We would have R&B. R&B would be soft. You know what I'm saying? R&B wouldn't have that hip hop feel to it. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you got to get credit, and I think that's why we love our entertainers, because they bring us things like that. They bring us music to help us get through time. I mean, Jodeci. How many songs? How many big babies were born off of Jodeci?
Man, I got some of this new generation that be talking about artists that wasn't even big as Jodeci.
Right.
And they say they better than Jodeci. No, G.
Nah.
Jodeci was them guys.
Jodeci was them guys. When you was on dates and you played Jodeci, you was probably getting something that night.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, so they was responsible for our lives back. I mean, they was responsible for our entertainment back then. You know what I'm saying? What we listened to, how we dressed, how we talked to females and things like that, because we looked at them like they was about love. It was a little rough love, but that's what, you know what I'm saying? It's way better than it is now, because you see all these groups out here and these female rappers and woo. That ain't love. They not promoting love. Mm-hmm. That's not love. But Jodeci and groups like that was promoting love. I'm fiending for you. I'll cry for you. You ain't finna have no group out now finna bring out no song talking about I'll cry for you. They'll be laughed at.
Is there any groups out nowadays?
They are, but they get played like on mixtapes and stuff like that. There's a lot of female. Well, you say groups.
Yeah, ain't no groups.
What happened? You said, wait a minute. You said groups. Nah. Well, here's the thing. You had who was that? New Edition was the first. Well, not the first, because Jackson 5 was really the first boy band, right? And they was big. And then you had like New Edition. They was big. They was black. But then you got the other side. The pop side was like, wait a minute, a boy band, and they took that and they exploited the hell out of boy bands.
Yeah.
To a point we got sick. We were like, we don't want to see another boy band. So they took a great creation that we kind of first started, and they exploited the hell out of it to where they played it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they talk. They say that once they get a hold of it, they're gonna tarnish it to where it ain't gonna be as good as it was.
Right. I don't think it ever be like that no more, my guy.
Yeah, they took our culture and exploited it.
But at the end of the day, who fought it? We gonna understand that.
We let them in so easy. Like, oh yeah, they got a little They got a beat behind them, like because I didn't know like new Kids on the Block and all some of those new boy bands like who was them guys that was on House Party, the big dudes.
4-4.
They was writing their music.
Yeah.
So they was giving our culture to them because they was getting a paycheck. They brought out Lisa in the Coat Jam. When they seen them doing stuff like that, they're like, oh yeah, they can write for these guys and we ain't never gonna let nobody know. You know what I'm saying? We put a little hip hop-ish behind them.
They make more money. The ghostwriters make more money than the regular ones. So the regular people are performing it. So people just got educated and start learning later in the game when it was too late.
See, we don't know none of this stuff. If you don't really do your research and you don't look behind, you don't peel back the layers of the onions and stuff like that, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But you have a lot of R&B type cats, full force, writing for these guys, and they was giving them the formulas that we used to listen to, fall in love with back because it was popular. Like, and I'm not seeing colors, but white people would have listened to these songs from black groups back in the days. You know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't put on that level to where everybody heard it. But when they came up with this cookie cutter package, like New Kids on the Block, they took our music, our formula, what we was dating to, they took that in the packaging and gave it to them.
Ain't that the same thing they did with Elvis?
It's the same exact thing. You had the same people who was writing for some of these R&B legends in our eyes. They wasn't getting a whole lot of exposure, you know what I'm saying? Because the money wasn't there, but they took those guys and then they said, let's do it with Elvis. And then Elvis, it took off. It blew up. They learned from that. The music industry learned from that. Like the Beatles, I didn't know the Beatles was a lot of, and they showed it in that movie, Cadillac Records. A lot of the music that they was singing, the Beatles, was written by those guys. And they was, back then, they were just stealing music. Like, we ain't even finna give you no publishing.
Right.
We're just gonna take it and repackage it. And you don't get nothing.
Like the Beastie Boys, who you think was writing the Beastie Boys song?
They sound like Run DMC.
Hey,
sound like
ain't
Run
nothing
DMC.
wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but they packaging our here's where it gets a little iffy. They packaging our culture, and then they selling it back to us and selling it back to the world and getting paid off of it. But it's like they stomping on it, trashing it out to where now that we can't never come back to that, because I would love to hear some of them R&B groups come back and light the scene up. I would love. Only time you can really hear them is if they do a reunion concert, but they ain't bringing out no new music.
And you know what, cuz that's why I like the internet too, because growing up, we used to always know the person behind the music, behind the artist, who was the artist, and get to know them, not just their music. And I love when I can see an interview with some of my the artists I love, and get to know them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you had the CD, you had the we roll out the tape disc, and you could read about them and hear their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So it felt like you had a chance to really get to know the artist. But nowadays it's just also cookie cut. You don't know what you're getting. You know, I love Eminem. You know what I'm saying, for what he is. I think he's a dope lyricist. But it's the same thing. You had like Dr. Dre, who was at that time had just produced for Tupac. At that time, it just produced for some of the greatest artists back then. And then he took those same beats, and gave it to Eminem. So of course if we bouncing our head to Pac, we're gonna keep on bouncing our head to Eminem. Like, oh yeah, you gave him the culture.
But it's still a beautiful thing too, because just like I'm gonna refer to as like Mexican food. You got tacos, you got burritos, you got all they different foods, but it's all one really, the same thing that they repackage and sell it right back to you.
Right. Like go ahead.
Ain't nothing in life brand new, you just take it and put your spin on it.
That's a good point. It's like Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars got a lot of backlash because they felt like he basically is repackaging some of them songs back cut
What
close.
did P Diddy do? Because he a light-skinned dude. Now we mad.
Man, but some of them songs that Bruno Mars come out with, it sounds like it's just a play off of what we used to listen to back in the days. Like you went back and took some of our greatest that you already knew it was going to be a hit because it was a hit then. It was just not. It just didn't get exposed. So you kind of went back and you took some of the flavors of some of the older R&B groups and you repackaged them. And now we bouncing our head like, damn! If you didn't know those groups back in the days, like the younger generation don't know about them groups back in the days, you would think Bruno Mars created that whole sound.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Like that's.
You wouldn't say he put his own spin on it though.
Oh yeah, because that boy got a voice.
He do.
He got a voice. But some of them songs, I swear to God, I'm listening to what I used to listen to back in the days.
And it sounds just the same.
Sound just the same. Them hooks.
Yeah.
Wow, some of them, I was like, am I listening to, and I can't even think of High Five. You know, groups like that. It seemed like I'm true.
That's who is UFTO? What was they called?
Yeah.
Was that what they was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, they was the very first to really put that little love. Hey, they showed us love too.
Right. So it's like some of those groups, like, and I can't. Now that we just talking, I can't think of them. But it's like when I listen to Bruno Mars, it's like I'm listening to those guys again. And it don't have the soul necessarily, but it's close. It's not like it was, but it's close.
Because it's all about how the producer tweak it.
Yeah.
You know them frequencies, how you put it on that same frequency.
Because that boy can sing. I'm not gonna take nothing from Bruno Mars. That boy can sing his ass off. But it sounds like what I used to listen to back in the days.
So when you write your music, now you've been doing it for a long time. I remember you've been doing it since the early 80s. And I can vouch for that. So you learned your skills from somebody. You got your foundation from somebody and you built on what you knew.
The melodies and how it's got to be pleasant to the ears and it's got to be catchy at the same time. A little R&B-ish feel in it, even though it's rap. It's got to be it's got to be a song. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be rough. It's got to be a song that's going to stick in people's heads. So yeah, I learned that from some of the greats. Absolutely. Even going back to like Stevie Wonder, you know what I'm saying? I get inspired by people like that. Michael Jackson. You know, because you make a songs that you want people to listen to and listen to over and over. That's the thing I'm talking about. It's songs you want people to hear over and over again. Not just one time and be like, oh yeah, I'm cool on that. You want them to listen to it over and over and even kind of seek it out. Go look for it, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too far off the topic, but this is all like background as far as like how this thing came to be to where he's a big puff, he's a big mogul, and we love him. Just like with R. Kelly, we love the music because that's a part of our culture. That's us. That's who we are. So when these people mess up, we tend to want to give them a pass because look at what you did for me type attitude. Does that make sense?
It make a lot of sense.
I might have been going through
but we got to we got to remember these are human beings. They go make mistakes. And then how do we know where we would be if we have millions of dollars? Some of us might be laying on the corner cracked out. You got everything you want in life. Pretty soon all that stuff boring. So you got to do something different. And sometimes that different is evil.
Right.
So we can't never look down on them like it's unthinkable and never unheard of. We knew over the years what he was on.
Right, and that's what's up, because like, you know, he felt like the world was his, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of stuff was always given to him. He felt emboldened to do that because he did that in public. Like, my heart breaks for Cassie, because if he was doing that in public, you know that he was doing that behind closed doors. Like, and like I did research on her. Like, her career was another guy. I'm not sure what his name is. It was another guy who actually wrote that song for her, produced that song, and put that song out. Like, P Diddy had nothing to do with that song. He just pushed it to the next level. Like we was talking about, he didn't sit behind the boards. He didn't write the song. Another guy, Ryan, his name is Ryan. Him and Cassie was kind of dating or whatever, and he was trying to just put her on MySpace to kind of see, you know, a pretty girl who was getting likes and stuff from her pictures. Let me see if I can put some music behind her. And so she had that look, and she blew up. And P Diddy saw that, and he took Cassie from Ryan. So now Ryan's career just kind of, you know, dwindled out because he didn't have his number one star. Mm-hmm. But what pisses me off is the fact that you didn't allow Cassie's career to blossom either. You just kind of stomped on Cassie. Like, this is this man's MO. Like, you taking black talent, which is needed in the industry, and you're stomping it out when it's no longer in your interest to push these people. You kind of stomp it out. You know, Jay-Z has a reputation for doing that, for taking great artists and not allowing them to shine.
Just like to me, I always thought that Beanie Siegel and Freeway was better than Jay-Z.
Right.
And then they shadow banned him.
They shadow banned him because he's not going to allow them to Tamia. She was coming up around the time he was dating Beyonce. He was dating Tamia, but because Beyonce needed to be the number one star, Tamia, she's bad and she got hits off the days, but because Beyonce was like, "Nah, shut that down. You need to, you know, leave her alone." He put a cap on her career. So it's like, that's what frustrates me is we were never able to hear these artists' music, just like with Tupac. You decided as a single man that we no longer need to hear Tupac, or we no longer need to hear Biggie. That's where I have a problem with it. And we're up to 25 viewers, y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Y'all keeping it a solid 20. I appreciate y'all. No doubt. We need to get more viewers on Facebook, but every other site is really tapping in. I appreciate that. I'm going to do a podcast soon about Facebook and the lack of.
No, that's because we're in a community with people that we know. People you know ain't gonna never support you like people who don't know you.
That's what
go put your podcast to the UK, China.
And that's where the next level is, because we got to try to reach out to other people. But going back to that, these men took black talent and basically crushed it. Ain't that what the other side's supposed to do? Not us.
But in a perfect world, cuz we're gonna go through this. I ain't off topic with what we talking about. But it's like this: a black man always infiltrated the team. Before you can let a white man in, he's gonna send a black man to infiltrate. They've been doing it for years.
Right, even back to like slavery.
The white man.
Damn.
When a black man did it.
That's crazy. Like, you definitely spin jewels, man. Like, you opening my mind up to a lot.
Hey, man, you in the studio. We got our own stuff going on. You think a white dude who want to have something to do with us gonna knock on our door? He gonna send big old little black dude to come and make us feel comfortable. Like, that's my brother. Let my brother on in. Then your brother start looking around, seeing what he can take and what he can. That's the long life.
Wow, that's crazy. So
Law
we
like that. If you don't got tough skin to deal with a lot of these different industry cats, you gonna lose all the time. Or you gonna go to P Diddy party and you gonna go ahead and bend over and let him do what he want, then you might get $100,000. No kisses, no hugs.
right.
So we can't just be looking down. I can't judge P Diddy for what he did because there's million other people that should go down with him.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Oh, what's up, cousin Leroy jumped on? Y'all, we got people from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? All over. I know Jewel is in Texas. So I appreciate y'all for jumping in. We in Texas, we in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. It's definitely good content. So make sure y'all keep sharing. Make sure y'all keep liking. And make sure y'all just tap in because these are topics that we need to be talking about on ground level. Not just letting like you said, CNN talk about it because they're going to put their own spin on it. We need people, local people, that can kind of break stuff down and talk about it and discuss it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So no doubt. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I don't know how much time you got, but we're gonna switch gears a little bit, hold you a little bit more because you are definitely dropping jewels and stuff like that.
I'm on your time,
just recently we had I'm just gonna give you kind of background. We had Landmark. You know about Landmark. You've been here. You've been in Landmark. They had a black business in Landmark called Highly Flavored, and they was getting a lot of business. They was getting a lot of black business. It was where you couldn't even move in there. I don't know if I've ever seen Landmark like that to where we just came out and by the dozens, by the hundreds. The parking lot was full. It was a lot of black people in there. And Landmark got to a point where they were like, we no longer need your services in here. We don't want that in here, basically. Y'all have by the end of the day, end of Wednesday, I think it was, to get out. Took their signs down, and basically just removed them from the facilities.
How was the violence there?
I know they didn't have violence necessarily there in that spot, but I think they had violence in the bowling alley and other places around Landmark. But in that spot where the bullpen was, it was called the bullpen, is where Highly Flavored took over. It was not really violence in that spot. And I've got a lot of mixed comments about it. People saying that it was wrong, and then people saying that it was a business opportunity for them to move on and try to do something to diversify it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if it's smart to have a business in that area to where it's just all black. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get all black, then you start losing white money. And like I was telling somebody else, like it is a difference. Like if I take somebody to Landmark or whatever, I may spend $25, $50. But a white person going to Landmark with a date may spend $100, $150. Easy.
And what the thing is, it's time for us to stop waiting for somebody to do anything for us. All them people that you said you see in the parking lot, we can come together and put the money together and get our own thing.
Right.
Why you would keep on waiting on somebody knocking on the door and saying, this for y'all. Make something for y'all.
Right.
And people always get misconstrued. Them white people get so scared when they see all them black folks come together as one.
Bro,
that's a problem.
I was like I said, I told somebody I was nervous because I know I've been to Landmark when they had like the big riot at Landmark. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see that many black people around us, like I get nervous. Let me ask you this. Like, okay, say if you was in another city. Say if you was in another city and you was walking at night and you walked by 5 black guys. And they were smoking. They were smoking, they was drinking. Would you be a little nervous?
I'll be concerned.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, I be concerned. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like sometimes our own people, hey, we can become monsters, bro.
Right. We will attack other black people. Like that's why I don't understand why. Like, you know, like white women once they get out their car, they locking their doors, they grabbing their purses, because what they don't understand is like we not gonna attack them. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be me who ain't got a lot of money is the one that needs to be concerned.
Yeah.
I've had my car stolen. I've had equipment stolen from me. It's like I went yesterday. I went to go buy these glasses, AI glasses, and them muzzles like $500.
You said AI?
AI glasses. They got cameras on them, everything.
Never seen those.
They're like $500. And the lady was telling me, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Ooh. If they get the glass, they can't charge them." And I'm like, my biggest thing is, what if somebody steal them? She had the glass. That's the last thing in her mind she concerned about is somebody stealing them. My biggest thing is, what if somebody steal them?
Bad.
You know, so we got to think like that. You know, if I leave them at somebody's house, can I call them and be like, "Yo, can I come? Cause I left my glass. Can I come get my glasses?" It's like 5 people around them.
They gonna be like, "What glasses?"
What they gonna say?
I'm talking about the ones under your bed, my guy.
Hell no.
You know how that go, my guy.
Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. We got a whole different set of rules to live by in life. That's crazy. That is crazy. What? Like, cause I know I left some Ray-Bans somewhere, and
they gone.
They gone.
Hey, you think somebody gonna call you up and be like, "Hey, Johnny, I got your glasses"?
Nah, not at all.
All right, no, I've been through.
That's crazy, man.
And that made me think of what you just was talking about at Landmark, because I remember my pops had bought us a brand new bike and told me lock mine. I was at Landmark.
Yeah.
I didn't lock it up. Came back out where you think my bike was at.
Gone.
So we always gotta have our radars up there.
That's what me with my car. I was like, I had a brand new car. Like, ain't nobody finna take this. It's a brand new car.
And what's that thing they say, Johnny? You're trashing somebody else's treasure.
Yeah. I was trusting. Now I've been to Chicago. I used to go to Chicago on traveling, and every time I went to Chicago, I made sure I locked everything down. I made sure that I was like, my radars was on, because I'm in a place, I'm in Chicago. But never in a million years, I think something like that would happen here in Peoria. And I left that window of opportunity for somebody for just that moment, and they got me.
Just they like P Diddy was getting people on contract.
Yeah, they was trusting. Right, he ain't gonna never do that to me. We black, you know what I'm saying? We love each other. We ain't never gonna do that to us. And as soon as you leave that little window of opportunity open, that's when they gonna get you. Mm-hmm. A sweet lick.
But you know they gonna get it back tenfold when you do wrong in the universe to come back on you.
And I think about that too, but it's just not. It's not the same. Like I can't. It's not the same. I don't feel good. I know the universe will get you back, but it's like, damn, you got me.
Yeah.
That's not comforting to know, because sometimes, like, the devil will allow you to do a lot and get far in life before you actually get slapped on the wrist. They will allow you to get far in life.
But how you know it's always the devil though? We can become the devil.
Yeah.
Humans become the devil. We just that's an escape for all of us.
Right.
We always got to be able to say it wasn't my fault.
Right.
So we just got to be watch what we doing and use our head and treat it just like a Ferrari, your car. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we can't blame nobody. We can't point at nobody. Hey, even though it sounds messed up, what I'm saying is the truth.
It's the truth because it's a hard fucking reality. You know what I'm saying? If you don't watch your back, you don't lock your doors, you don't hide your shit, somebody gonna get you. I was at a rap
growing up, we used to leave the door open.
Yeah. I was at a rap battle and I was going there to perform. I invited my kids, and my son started winning. He started climbing up to the top. So I brought my equipment to record. You know what I'm saying? And then once he started getting to the top, I started getting interested in what he doing. So momentarily, I set my stuff down, started being engaged in what he doing. Realized I left my stuff, called the next day. Like you said, they like, what bag? What stuff you talking about? It ain't here. It's gone.
And the one you talk to probably the one who took it.
Well, I don't understand why we like that. Like, you don't know, you not able to use that stuff like I'm able to use it. It may come back to you twofold to give stuff back, but we don't think like that. We think it's a sweet lick, and I'm going for it.
Right.
So, I mean, I thought at first people don't steal no more. People ain't about stealing no more. Shit. Yeah,
What made you feel like that?
Because we supposed to be past that. We supposed to be
my brother. When they come to you like my brother, already know it's stuff coming there. That's what I'm saying. You understand what I mean?
Man.
See how he pulled you and pull your heartstrings? My brother, can I buy? Oh, no.
It's crazy. That's crazy. We gotta think like that. I mean, we laughing at it because you know what I'm saying, but it's sad. It's a sad reality because that makes me scared to like purchase big stuff that is like wanted, especially because I'm the stuff that I purchase is. If you're a rapper, if you're an entertainer, you may be to take this stuff and kind of do big stuff with it. I'd be nervous to purchase certain things because I know that if somebody has the opportunity, if I turn my back, it's going to be gone.
You know the answer to that? That's why you get insurance on your stuff.
Yeah.
You always get that insurance. It might not be that much for you to put everything under the insurance, but you're going to get it back as a part of being protected.
Right.
It's a lot that comes with the game. You got to be ready for it.
Right.
What if theory? I always live with the what if theory.
You got to. No doubt. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I think I took enough of your time. You're probably like, man, this dude taking all my little time.
Oh, I appreciate you letting me know. Hey, we familiar. Anytime you need me, or I will hope the same way, I got your back like Kyle Pratt.
So let me see. So it's Hater Radio. Let me see. I'm gonna put this in the comments. Hater Radio. So we'll just let people know where they can find you. And how do you get to it? How do you? So it's up there. How do you get to it? How do you become?
You got Haters Radio.
It's Hater Radio.
Yeah. Look, you computer savvy. I gotta get better, my guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you tips and stuff like that so you can Radio. Okay, yeah, with the 24 people still like y'all is tapping in. I appreciate that. So Hater Radio, he's straight out of tell him where you're from and all that.
I'm born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. I don't want people to ever get it twisted. Much love to the team. Much love to everybody tapping in. You know, without y'all, we could be nothing. So, hey, y'all tapping in and giving us your time. mean a lot. So much love to everybody. Much love to my guy Johnny. Johnny been putting it down for years. I appreciate you having me on, my guy.
Yeah, we got to do more. You know what I'm saying? Bring Peoria and you know what I'm saying, down south together and talk about certain issues and things like that. You know, I want to get more into the politics because we got a big presidential race coming up here, and that's something that we got to talk about too. We black folks, y'all. We gotta really understand what's ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be the best for us and stuff like that. So we got to vote. You know, it's this election is, I know it's like a repeat of the last election.
Man.
And I'm tired of it. Like, a lot of people are like, man, I don't even want to get involved because it's the same replay.
They selected, not elected anyway.
Right, that's true. I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta decide what's gonna be best for us, what's gonna bring us further in life, what's gonna be harmful to us and stuff like that. So we definitely gotta play our role, play our part. Stuff like that. Yeah, no doubt. So is there anything else you like to say? Anything else like to talk about?
Man, I just want to tell everybody much love. Keep your head up. And don't always worry about the celebrities. We got our own life to live. So let's be held accountable for what we doing too while we point at other people. That's all I want to say.
I know, I like that because like a lot of your podcasts is that talk about real life issues and stuff that we go through on a daily basis. What was your last one called?
I couldn't even tell you. Immaculate, I forgot something. I be doing, I got so many, I don't even remember.
Your topics be hot. I'll be looking, like I be busy a lot, but I'll be like, just talking about some real life issues and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no doubt. Make sure y'all tap into his podcast. I'm gonna get out of here only because I got other stuff to do. I wish I could be on here, man, more, but hopefully, if it's okay with you, then we can, do this a lot more.
Just let me know.
All right, that's what's up. Well, thank y'all for tapping in. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate the love.
For sure.